this Rangers thing, how they got around the Barclay Goodrow no trade clause, Charlie, I really respect it.
I find it's funny. I can understand why Goodrow's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently the San Jose was on his no trade.
Yeah.
And it was such an end around.
So if you didn't say, Chris Drury puts Barclay Goodrow on waivers so that the last place team can then claim him rather than trade him. You know, we're not going to be able to work out a trade. San Jose just needs to take on salary. They have like 30. They're like,
and he's a former Shark.
They're like 20 mil under the fucking under the floor.
They view him as like a guy who can help them in their rebuild.
Yeah.
They view him as a character guy. However, I'm not sure how character he's going to be going to a place he doesn't want to go to.
Hating being there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's been there. I'm sure he has roots there.
Yeah.
But also he probably just feels betrayed by the Rangers,
and
which
he's like,
fair.
He just played in the Final Four, and now he's going to the last place team. Like, that stinks.
It was like, you know what? What I will say about that, it was a creative move, and was it a dick move by Drury? Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you have to be a little ruthless.
Sorry. Obviously, he can't talk about other teams and stuff, but it's a division GM. It's his old teammate. I would love to know what Danny Briere thinks about this move.
Yeah.
I always think of those two as like a pair, because going back to that summer, it was like the Flyers are getting one. And they chose right.
Yeah.
I would love to know, because when I see something like this, I'm like, that's kind of dickish. And I wonder if that hurts you. Like, it's the Rangers. Like, they have two guys. Like, their rebuild ended because two star players were like, we're only going there. You know, so maybe it doesn't hurt them because they're the Rangers.
Because it's New York.
Yeah, like it's New York.
Yeah.
They actually play in New York, not the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
Like it
might be a
real
train
New
station,
York.
but it is actually New York.
Yeah, like it's actually New York. But would that hurt a team's perception? Like, would that hurt them? But also, I look at this and go, I would love for Danny to do something like that, because it's what Vegas would do.
Yeah.
Vegas is ruthless with their players, with their coaches, their general managers. They're fucking ruthless, man. Like, they go to a Stanley Cup, their first year, and the whole the coach and GM are gone by like year 3. Like, I think that's what they would do. So I always look at that framing. Like, you do need to be a little ruthless, but there needs to be a balancing act. Like, you really need to take care of your people if you're going to treat others that way.
And I think there's an element to one of the reasons why the Rangers can, and I think will ultimately get away with this without too much blowback, is other like players and other GMs are going to look at it and be like, was it kind of a dick move? Yeah. But like, also the Rangers are gunning for a cup. Like, they need to make tough decisions because they're on the cusp. And you know what? As good as Goodrow was from a scoring standpoint in the playoffs, he is not a very good player anymore. Even in the playoffs, while he was racking up the goals, his underlying numbers of 5-5 were pretty ghastly, and they were pretty bad all year. Like, he's not been good recently, aside from that scoring surge in the playoffs. This was the right move for the team to find a way out of that contract, because they're going to need to spend real big on Shesterkin soon. And they've got other guys that they need to sign back. You know, I think Lafreniere is going to need a raise at some point in the near future. They want to go out and they probably want to get more guys, because guess what? They weren't good enough this year.
Yeah.
They were real good, but they weren't good enough. So you want to go out and get better players. One way to do that is to remove guys who aren't that good, and I don't think Goodrow really is anymore. So I think people from the outside are going to look at it kind of the way we are, where it's like, yeah, kind of a dick move, pretty ruthless, but also like when you're in that position where you're that close, you got to make moves like that if you want to get over the top, in comparison to, say, like the Flyers right now.
Yes.
Like, there's no benefit for Danny Briere being a dick right now.
No.
Like, why?
No. And I wonder, like, what is, like, they would not do this to Cam Atkinson.
No, they would not.
Like, that's the...
Exactly.
And there's no need to, because, like, they're not trying to contend.
Yeah.
Because that was the rumor. San Jose interested in Atkinson.
They were clearly looking... San Jose was clearly looking for like a veteran good guy to put in that room.
And if he's overpaid, we don't care, because we have to get to the cap floor.
Right.
Like, this is one of those Utah situations, you know, Coyote situations where it's like, we need to spend money on something.
It would not shock me if Goodrow was kind of the backup plan when the Atkinson thing fell through.
It seems as if those two things are somewhat related.
We all silly like the mayor.